Class 7 Chemistry, Chapter 3, Elements, Compounds and Mixtures. Good morning, students. Dear students, till now we have discussed the characteristics of compounds. So in a compound, elements are present in a fixed ratio. So that one example is there, H2O, 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. So the ratio becomes 2:1. And in case of hydrogen peroxide, 2 hydrogen and 2 oxygen are there. So the ratio will become what? 1:1. Then on page number 33, you can just see this table where some compounds and their formula have been written, and you can also see the number of atoms present over there. So I told you just learn the formula of glucose, sugar, this natural gas CH4, and it is also called methane. Then ammonia NH3, marble, calcium carbonate CaCO3, sand SiO2, baking soda NaHCO3. So you should also learn these formula. Then we started with the topic of this mixture. So mixture is basically made after mixing two substances or more than two substances. Okay, so for example, if you dissolve sugar in water or salt in water, then sugar solution or salt solution is formed. And in mixture, we already know that it can be formed in any sort of concentration. Means the constituent parts, they are not fixed. Now there are so many types of mixtures. The types are like solid solid, solid liquid, liquid liquid. So let us see. First, solid solid. The mixtures that contain only solids are called solid solid mixtures. Soil is an example of such a mixture, as it contains sand, rock, clay and silt, which are solids. Okay, and small stones mixed with rice or pulses and alloys. You know what alloys are? Alloys are the mixtures of metal or a metal with a non-metal. So this alloys such as brass and steel. So we know that brass and steel, they are not elements, but they are the mixtures of the different elements. Like steel is a mixture of iron along with some small amount of oxygen and carbon. Okay, then we have solid liquid mixtures. A mixture in which a solid is mixed in a liquid is called a solid liquid mixture. Then solutions of sugar, salt or baking soda in water are examples of such a mixture. Now tincture of iodine, which is used to treat wounds, is also an example of such a mixture, as it has solid iodine dissolved in liquid alcohol. So basically tincture of iodine, it is used to treat the wounds, and iodine is a solid at room temperature. Okay, now when this iodine is mixed with some proportion of water and alcohol, then the resulting solution is called simply iodine solution. Then we have liquid type mixture. A mixture in which a liquid is mixed with a liquid is called a liquid mixture. Solutions of ink in water, milk in water and lemon juice in water are examples of mixture. This liquid type mixture. Then we have solid gas. A mixture in which a solid is mixed in a gas is called a solid gas mixture. Now they have given smoke, which consists of carbon particles suspended in gases, and then dust particles mixed in air are examples of a mixture. So we know that dust particles are solid and air, basically gases it is. So this example, dust in air, is an example of a solid gas mixture. Then we have, students, this gas liquid mixture. A mixture in which gas is mixed in a liquid is called a gas liquid mixture. Carbonated drinks that contain carbon dioxide gas. So you know, like the soda bottles or the cold drinks, soft drinks which you say. So basically whenever you just open these bottles, what you observe, that brisk effervescence, they come out, or the gases, the dissolved gases, now they become undissolved as soon as you open the bottles, and now they want to escape out of the liquid. So initially, when it was bought from the market, the carbon dioxide gas was mixed or was dissolved in water. Okay, so that's why such drinks are called carbonated drinks. And oxygen dissolved in water are examples of such a mixture. So we know the water which we are drinking, okay, so oxygen is dissolved there. We know the fishes, they take the oxygen, they also take the oxygen, but not the atmospheric one, but the dissolved one. Okay, the oxygen which is dissolved in water, the fishes take that oxygen. Now gas mixture, a mixture in which a gas is mixed with a gas is called a gas mixture. Let us see. Now the best example is air, which is a mixture of different gases such as oxygen, nitrogen, argon and carbon dioxide, is an example of such a mixture. So students, we already know that air, so many gases are present over there in your book. Oxygen, nitrogen, argon, carbon dioxide they have given, but we know sulfur dioxide is also there, nitrogen dioxide is also there, carbon monoxide is also there, and so many other gases are also present over there. So air is a basically mixture of gases, different gases. Now let us see characteristics of mixtures. So students, right at the beginning of this topic mixture, I already told you that the constituents of the mixture, they are not present in the fixed amount. We can vary according to our convenience that concentration. So a mixture does not contain its constituent in a fixed ratio. So the example they have given, the mixture of iron and sulfur can be present in any ratio. So you can take iron 12 grams, sulfur 20 grams, or iron 30 grams, sulfur 80 grams, whatever the concentration you need to have, you can make the mixture according to your convenience. Then mixtures are impure substances as they are made up of different kinds of particles. So students, the elements and compounds, they are present in pure form, but mixtures basically they are impure, because it is as the name is telling us, it is a mixture. So different components are present over there. Then a mixture can be easily separated into its constituent by physical methods. For example, mixture of iron, nails and stones can be easily separated using a magnet. I already told you that element cannot be further divided or separated by any physical mean. Compound cannot be further divided or separated by any physical mean, but a mixture can be easily separated into constituents by physical means. So if we mix some stones with the iron nails and we need to have the iron nails, so instead of just picking the iron nails, we can use the magnet. So simply the mixture can be separated easily. Then the constituents of mixtures retain their properties. For example, when we make a mixture of salt and water, salt retains its taste in the mixture. Similarly, in a mixture of iron fillings and chalk powder, iron fillings retain their magnetic property and are attracted by a magnet. So this thing I already explained you by taking the example of water when we were discussing the compound. So I told you that water, it is made up of hydrogen and oxygen. In case of compound I am saying, so hydrogen, it is inflammable, oxygen, it is supporter of combustion, but when they come together and make water, so we know water is doing the opposite of whatever the properties of hydrogen and oxygen were there. But in case of mixtures, they retain the properties. Like salt water, once again the salt retain its property in the water. Then iron retain its magnetic property, no matter if you mix iron with sulfur or with chalk powder. Okay. Then mixtures do not have any fixed properties such as melting or boiling points and density. Why this is so? Because I already told you that mixtures you can prepare according to your convenience, at different concentrations. So if different concentrations are there, obviously different boiling points will be there, different density will be there, different melting point will be there. But for elements and compounds, it is fixed. Now, mixtures cannot be represented by a chemical formula. So salt mixed in water, no chemical formula is there for this mixing. So students, this is all for today. Goodbye.